Hello everybody and welcome back. Good to talk to all of you again today, and today we're going to take a look at Girls Frontline, another one of those glorious waifu collection games that I play every once in a while. And this one, as you can hopefully tell by the girl that's in the middle of your screen, is a waifu collection game for firearms. So obviously I've talked about, I think, Kankale and Azur Lane before, and those games are, well, for ships. This one's for firearms, so if that ticks some boxes for you, then you might want to download it and give it a try. Anyhow, I've been playing this game for about a week, and I don't really consider myself an expert at all in this game, as there's a lot of things I don't really know, but I think I can give you the rough gist of it, I hope. Mostly because people on my Discord were playing it, so I figured, yeah, I'll give it a go and see how things go. Alright, anyway, so this is the home screen, and, well, in short, if you want to explain the game, you build T-dolls, they're called T-dolls, the girls, and you put them into formations based on their abilities and skills and things like that. You got to create some sort of harmony. I'll show you here. So informations. So for example, like rifles, assault rifles, and submachine guns, they make up a pretty decent team together because a lot of their sort of buffs and everything, they support each other. So you select your girls, and then you go into formations and you place them into whichever formation in this 3x3 grid. And as you can tell, different T-dolls, they have different buffs to give to other squares. And so, you make your formation, you create your team, and then you take them into battles. Battles are not like, well, they're not super complicated, although there's a lot of things that I'm not sure about yet, obviously. Later on, the battles apparently do get harder, and there's also like night battles, and there's specialized T-dolls for your night battles, things like that. Okay, too complicated right now, obviously, because I myself have absolutely no clue what the heck is going on. Anyhow, I'll just show you as a sort of a basic battle and how it looks, and you'll hopefully get an idea what it looks like. So you typically get a map like this with various nodes and points and things like that you've got to capture. And you can bring in your team of your T-dolls. Might as well call them waifus, right? But whatever, no difference. We'll use the official game terminology. They're called T-dolls. And what you typically get if you're doing the mission for the first time is you will get a screen like this pop up, and it'll tell you if you want to get different medals, what do you have to accomplish. So if you want to get the gold medal, you've got to eliminate X number of enemy targets, and then you've got to obtain victory within like 5 turns. You can obtain victory by taking over the enemy command post. If you want the silver medal, then you just occupy all the nodes, etc., 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 right? And bronze medal is the easiest one, just capture the enemy control post, and that's it. Okay, so I've got 2 action points so far, and I have 1 T-doll squad out, so I'm going to bring Echelon 1 over here, and I'm going to engage in a fight. Fights. Obviously, right now, I'm doing World 1 fights, so it's super easy because I don't have to do anything. Later on, there is some dragging. I watch some higher level players play, and there's some dragging around and stuff like that. But it's not super complicated from what I can tell. As long as you've got the right team mix, the right levels, the right number of dummy links. Dummy links are as you level up, you can, I guess, connect duplicate cards together of the same type, and your squad will get stronger. If I didn't explain that properly to the people who are hardcore in this game, totally apologize, right? Because you guys are going to know more than me about things like that. Anyhow, so yeah, and then you just send them into battle, you fight these enemies, and that's pretty much the battle. Now, what makes this game different from something like Azur Lane? Because I played Azur Lane before, and Azur Lane is very straightforward in a lot of ways, right? Azur Lane, you just go in, do the battles, and that's it. Well, I mean, battle-wise, in terms of the missions themselves, maybe not all that much, but the Girls Frontline storyline is a little bit more sophisticated than Azur Lane. Azur Lane, honestly, I didn't really think there was much of a storyline there, but this one, apparently, there is more of a storyline. Oh, and then when, obviously, you finish missions and things like that, you will, of course, be able to farm some of the T-dolls as well. Although, obviously, to the worlds that I've been at, so far, up to 3-something, nothing super rare drops anyways. As you're going through the map, if you capture things like the heliport, you will get extra action points. So having captured that heliport, you'll see that now I will have, or heliport, sorry, you'll see that now I have 3 action points instead of the 2 that I started with. And I can also deploy additional squads as well. If you have an additional second squad that you want to bring in, you can bring in them as well. It'll cost you 1 action point. If you have friends who play the game and you add them to your friends list, you can also call in them as support. That's assuming, of course, you have friends, right? I hope so. Well, if you don't, you can always just add random people on the internet, right? Okay. Anyhow, so I'm just gonna like quickly go through the rest of the battle. I'm not gonna take too long. I'm just gonna go straight for the boss node command post or whatever you want to call it, and I'm just gonna get that captured and be done with this particular battle. And then I'll show you some of the other things that you gotta do in this game, such as like building stuff, because you gotta build not only dolls, but you also have to build like equipment and things like that. So far in this game, I think, according to people that I've been talking to who play this game, that I am relatively considered on the lucky side of things, because I apparently built quite a lot of 5-star dolls, and apparently one of them in particular, the one that you saw on my front page, that's like Wa2000, and apparently she drops for me a lot. It's really weird. It's like I've gotten more of her than any other gun in the game. I think I've gotten like 5 copies of her so far. It's kind of strange because out of all the waifus, she's considered the Tsundere one, and maybe I have a thing with like Tsundere girls. I don't know. We shall see. Anyhow, I'm gonna try to finish this battle quickly here. Come on, only a little bit more. Yes, so you know, 1-6 for example, there is a boss at the end. 2-6 as well, and of course as the game keeps going, there's like way more complicated team comps you got to do because like enemies become armored, and like rifle SMG isn't going to be enough, so you need like well, you need like bigger guns, machine guns, heavy machine guns, and things like that. So later on, game gets a little bit more complicated. Obviously, I'm currently in the easy mode stage of the game. All right, so there we go. I'm going to take that command post, and that's like mission accomplished. Fantastic. I'll get some experience, and life is good, right? And there is the occasional drop as well. Okay, and of course there's an event going on, but normally, depending on when you decide to play this game, you might or might not have those events. You also have logistics support, so this allows you to gain resources. This is very similar to, I believe, Kankolei's like expedition system in Azur Lane's commissions. These are very similar, so you just send out a squad of anything really, and then you can just like get some resources every so many hours. And then you have like the combat simulations, which allow you to farm like experience and data. And yeah, data mode is I think this is getting the like skill books from Azur Lane. It's like a very similar idea there. You get like skill books to be able to upgrade your skills, and then capsule mode is like getting abilities to enhance your dolls. Okay, so unlike Azur Lane, the T-dolls in this game, you do have to repair them. Right now, of course, in this last battle I didn't have to do that, but in some battles, you know, if you get really damaged, you have to repair them, so it's not like auto repair like Azur Lane is. Okay, so then we go into the factory, and well, I'll show you what you have to do. So there is the T-doll productions, and there's also heavy production. This is again very, very similar to Kan-Tai collection, so if you're familiar with that, you'll be familiar with this. You start, oh crap, hold on a second here. I ran out of slots. Oh dear. Let me go ahead and burn some of my useless 2 stars, because hey, they're cannon fodder and might as well burn them to make room for, like, let's make room for some more T-dolls this way, right? And I'm just gonna kind of go through, because I think there's a quest as well, like a daily quest where you gotta enhance a certain number of times, so I'm gonna see if I can like maybe complete that quest as well while I'm at it. Come on now. See, this is tedious. I wish they would just count the number of dolls I sacrificed instead of making me click one at a time. Kind of tedious. Alright, come on. How much more do I need to... I'll check the quest log right now, actually. I think that's a much better idea. Let me do that. There we go. Quest log. Oh, I think I might have done that. There we go. See? 3 T-doll enhancements. Fantastic. Alright, so done the enhancements, and I made a few slots. So one of the things that you have to do is to actually collect dolls. So you go into, like I said, this production slot, and like Kan-Tai collection, you choose how much resources you want to spend, and then you click start production, and then you will end up getting a timer. And of course, you can consult a guide as to exactly what timer will, what this particular timer will give you. 3 hours and 10 minutes. I have no idea. I can't remember what it gives you. Probably nothing super good, although I'm not 100% sure. I'll check later. Actually, you know what? Let me check now, because now I'm tempted to know what it is. Every time I get one of these timers, I really want to know what it is going to be. So 3 hours and 10 minutes is, okay, yeah, it's nothing good. Okay, so this is the production menu, and then of course you can also, like I said, you can do the dummy link thing. So at a certain level, you can get a second version of the gun. You can see that there's like ×2, ×3. If you don't have enough, you can use something called cores. You can also enhance your T-dolls like I was doing earlier. You can retire them for cores if they're rare enough, and of course you can also produce equipment, and equipment will allow your dolls to become much more effective later on. Overall, yeah, that's it. So collect waifus, put them into formations, send them into battle, level them up, you know, put more in, and continue unlocking more and more of your missions. And I think that is pretty much the gist of Girls Frontline. If it appeals to you, then give it a try. Because who knows, maybe you'll find your favorite gun. For me, no matter how much I try, I will forever be stuck with WA 2000 because honestly, wait, where is she? I wasn't kidding when I said I got like a ton of her and like pretty much one copy of almost everything else. But look at her. I got 3 of her and then I got like 2 extra copies, and that's 3 because I already had used 2 other previous copies of her. So like it's kind of ridiculous what how many versions of her I got. You know, everybody else has always been pretty much like 1. I think I got like 1 duplicate for something else. But dear Lord, this Tsundere girl, she just will not leave me alone. And of course, you know, as you build, you'll get different rarities, some 3 stars, some 4 stars, some 5 stars. And, you know, you build your team and off you go. And hopefully you can synergize their skills and things beautifully together. So that'll make your life a little bit easier. Anyways, that's all I have to say for Girls Frontline. It is a playable game, a good time killer if you want. Obviously, it's not something that you can play for hours on end, as you do have resource limits. So for those of you who can only get on for every, you know, little bit of time and are, you know, enjoying this idea of being able to get on, collect some waifus, and send them on missions and stuff like that, yeah, give it a try. Maybe you'll enjoy it. So from all that, folks, take care of yourselves, and of course, I'll talk to all of you again next time.